All right, so today I'd like to show you guys how to inspect a data frame. In another video, I showed you how to do just a simple structural inspection, looking at the shape, maybe looking at the first few rows, the last few rows, maybe looking at data types, columns, things like that. In this one, I want to focus on content summaries. So this is another Python Colab tutorial. And what I really want to focus on is just getting you just a couple quick methods that you can use to quickly just look at what's going on with your data. Get some basic statistics, see the shape, and a little bit of other info as well. So question here, what are content summaries of a data frame? Essentially, you're just looking at the basic statistics. You might be looking at the minimum, the maximum, the mean, standard deviation, and it'll give you some other info too, which is pretty helpful in showing you the shape and size and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll open up import our libraries. We're going to use Seaborn to get the data set from Seaborn. Use our built-in dataset Penguins for this one, and then Pandas, of course, as well for our data science side of things. So we'll go ahead and import the built-in Penguins dataset, call it Penguins, and as you can see, it's this Penguins dataset. It's got its species, island, it's got some stats, it tells you the sex of the penguin, things like that. And you can see here by just looking at it, it's 344 rows and 7 columns. Okay, so this gives you an idea if you just open up the dataset, like what you have here. Obviously, it shows you these is penguin data, it's some measurements, things like that. But it really doesn't tell you, okay, well, these bill lengths, are there like some NA values? Okay, I see one, but like, you might not get lucky and see them in the first or last 5. What are the numbers like? It looks like they're all around 30 to 40, but again, I'm just looking at 10 out of 344. You might be looking at the first 5 out of, 400,000, okay? So these numbers can really not necessarily show you what's actually going on. You need the statistics, okay? And obviously that's what data science is. It's looking at the statistics and numbers and showing that and using technology with it. But again, even just getting a quick idea, it's hard to get the idea, from just a few rows of data when you have hundreds or thousands or millions of different, entries. Okay, so the first method I want to show you is the .info method with some parentheses. And I really like using this one as a quick, just give me a quick summary of whatever I'm looking at. It's super easy. It's a great thing to do when you first open up a data set. It's one that's been given to you at your job. You download a new one from the internet. You're just trying some things out, and you want to see if this is a good one to use with it. It's a really easy way to just get some info really fast. So all you do is just type in the name of your data set, okay, your data frame, which is, in our case, penguins. You do .info, and you just put a parentheses afterwards and close it. Okay, and what this does when you run it is it gives you this little tidbit of info here. So if you go in the first line, okay, it's telling you that it is a data frame. It's a Pandas data frame. Okay, so it's not like a series, list, anything like that. It's data frame. Okay, it's what we're working with here. It shows you the index here. So it shows you there's 344 entries. Okay, which, yep, there you go, 344 rows. And it shows you it's 0 to 343. Remember, Python's 0 index, so that's why it starts at 0. And then it shows your columns. There's 7 columns, which sure enough, there you go. Our data has 7 columns in it. And then it lists them all here, which is really nice. So it numbers them. It tells you what their names are. So we have species, island, bill length, and so forth. And then it tells you how many non-null values you have here. Okay, so how many actual values are here, which is nice, not null. Okay, not like a missing or, value there, which is nice. So it shows you here that it's pretty complete. Okay, it's mostly complete. Out of the 344 entries, species isn't missing any of them. Island isn't missing any of them. There's only a couple bill lengths missing, a couple flipper masses, and then there's a few sexes missing. But for the most part, the column is pretty filled out, which gives you an idea. There's maybe not as much cleaning to do with that. And then lastly here, it shows you the data type. Okay, so instead of typing out .dtype or, checking out all these numbers with other methods, kind of just throws it all together here for you. So it shows you there's some objects and then there's some floats. Obviously, our text versus our numbers here. And then it lists them again. Okay, it lists the data types at the bottom here. It shows you that there are 4 float columns, 4 float 64s. Those are our numbers. And then it tells you there's 3 object columns, so, our text. And then it shows you the memory usage that it's using here. Okay, so it's really nice to just get a quick little look at this bird's eye view of your data. Again, this null count here is incredible. It shows you how complete this data is. Maybe you're looking to practice with some data, you're looking for a data set, you're not sure what it looks like, you pull it in. If it's full of null values, it might not be that useful for you, or if you're just starting out, it might not be something you want to work with. Imputing values and things like that might be, I don't want to do that stuff yet, I just want to practice. So again, it gives you a really good idea of what that data looks like. Okay, so that's the .info method. Okay, again, super simple. Type in your data set name, .info parentheses, boom, and it just pops up very easily. The second one I want to show you is the .describe method. Okay, so it's very, very similar. It's very, very easy to use again. Again, you just type in your data frame, type .describe, and then your parentheses there. And what it shows you is it spits out this little chart here that shows you some basic statistics. Okay, so notice it just pulled from our float values. Okay, so it didn't give you anything for our objects. It didn't give you anything for, the species of penguin or the island it's from or anything like that. Okay, so this is just giving you some descriptive values with numbers. Okay, which is, again, limiting but helpful. Okay, just know you're not going to get it's not going to process all the words for you. So what it does is it shows you your numerical columns here. So your bill length, bill depth, flipper length, body mass. Okay, and what it does is it gives you a count for each one, as in how many are there. Okay, so out of the 344 entries, okay, we have 342 of each of these. Okay, so there's a couple missing. Then it tells you the mean. Okay, so it tells you the average, which is, it gives you an idea. What's the average bill length? Right there. Average bill depth, average flipper length, average body mass in grams, boom, right there. Okay, it gives you that average real quick. It also gives you the standard deviation. Okay, it gives you the minimum values, which is kind of nice. And it gives you your percentile, so 25th, 50th, 75, your quartiles. And then it gives you the max value for each. Okay, so again, it really gives you an idea of what's going on with your data, just statistics-wise, without having to do a lot of different math or anything. It gives you an idea what you have here. It can be really helpful. It shows you, okay, I'm only missing a couple of values. Boom, averages, super helpful. Standard deviation of the data, super helpful. And then with the min, the max, and your percentages here, your quartiles, it kind of shows you where things fall. Like, are most of them small? Are most of them long bills? Are most of them like more massive or less body mass? Gives you an idea right off the bat there. And again, sometimes just seeing like what is the max or what is the min can also be helpful for looking at like outliers. If your average here of your bill length of a penguin is, 43 millimeters and your min is like 0.1 or like a 0, chances are like the penguin probably has a bill, so maybe that's an outlier you might need to check into. Same theory, like let's say body mass. Our average body mass here is about 4,000 grams. Okay, let's say that your max was 3 million. Okay, that's probably an outlier. You might want to check that out and see what's going on there. But again, it gives you a quick little idea of what's going on just with the basic statistics of your data. Again, it can be super helpful off the bat just to see these things super fast. It helps you figure out like where most of your data lies. Again, real helpful. So again, two quick methods you can use. Again, the first one is .info, really helpful for just getting a little bit of bird's eye view of your data frame. And then describe, which gives you some summary statistics for the numbers within your data here. Okay, so again, I hope that was helpful. Again, two easy to use methods. Do it off the bat when you first pull in your data. It can give you an idea what you're looking at here. Real easy, quick, before you actually start doing anything with it, changing, cleaning, manipulating anything. Can be super helpful. Okay, so again, please like and subscribe for more videos. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.